Hello, everyone. Um, West Ham are officially going on a European tour by the looks of it. Um, Great performance tonight. I can't, I can't be any more proud of the lads. They put in a really, really good performance. I don't know where to start really. Uh, First minute, we get a penalty. Declan Rice, what is he doing? Um, like really did think that it was going to be curtains tonight with regards to that. Alf, how you doing, mate? Hope you're well. Uh, yeah, get them ready, mate, because we're going to Albania away. That's what I'm going to say. West Ham online. How do you feel after that 90 minutes? And what is your assessment?
Well, the actual performance was not very good, but I don't really care. Europe
Yeah,
is wrapped now. It looks like unless we lose to Southampton, and Everton beat Man City 8-0 or something like that, and Spurs. But like, let's face it, seventh is pretty much wrapped. Now it's just
yeah.
about getting sixth.
Hmm. How much of a difference is it from Europa League to Conference League? Like, as in attracting players now, because I think that is massive.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I don't think players will really be bothered about playing in the conference. I think that'll be literally about as much credibility as just being a mid-table team. So if we're in the Europa League, players will definitely want to join us.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I really do. I think it's a great chance now. Take it away, mate. Where do you want to begin?
Let's start with their goal. Their goal, yeah.
Well, let's start off with the penalty. Let's start off right at the beginning. We
Oh
get
yeah,
a
yeah. I
penalty.
forgot about that. Yeah,
Let's not forget the penalty that Declan
yeah.
Rice missed at the start of the game. Talk to me, mate. Where did it? Well, what was you thinking after the first minute of the game?
I wasn't feeling confident that he was going to score it, but the way they let us in, they sort of just passed it to Antonio. I was thinking, Christ, they're bad. But when Rice missed it, I was like, oh Jesus Christ. And then when they went up the other end about 15 minutes later and scored, I thought it's just going to be one of them days, isn't it?
Hmm. Yeah, I agree, mate. I don't think Rice should be on pens. I don't think he's technically
I
good
don't
enough
either.
to
Yeah,
take a penalty. I think for what he does defensively, him taking a penalty, he looks like he looks like he struggles to take a penalty, in my opinion. And to me, that's not good. So yeah,
yeah.
and they
Lingard or
scored.
Ben Rama for me should be on them.
Yeah, and I agree with you there. We got Scott in the house. Mickey should have buried that chance in the first minute. I agree totally. What a win. Wasn't the best performance, but we got the job done, and that's what matters. Ben Rama took pens at Brentford. Um, yeah, so we can see the goal West Ham online through a own goal. And what was you thinking, mate?
Yep.
What was you
I
thinking?
saw a few people blaming Randolph. I saw a few people blaming Randolph for the goal, and in my opinion, I thought that was a bit ridiculous because I thought it wasn't to do with him. Good ball in, but let's face it, Suchek made an absolute mess of it. He should have left it for Randolph, who was calling for it. And then it was just a mistake from Suchek heading it into his own goal. And when it went 1-0, I was like, oh my dear God.
Hmm, I agree. I agree. I couldn't believe when we went 1-0 down. I was so angry. I thought there's a few players that I want to dig out, and I've got it all rigged up for the player rating. So yeah, we'll get onto that a little bit later on. But yeah, 1-0 down. I was thinking to myself, I was disgusted. Really, I was thinking, how the hell we 1-0 down? Ben Ramos had a shot before they score. Sam Johnson does a good save. Sam Johnson didn't really do a lot of massive saves tonight. Do you know what I mean?
No.
And uh, And yeah, but anyway, let's get into it. Ben Rama takes the ball down from across. one touch, straight in there. Souček scores. How good is Ben Rama, mate? I'm telling you now. I've been saying this to people. That's 6 assists now, and that's 6 assists from him coming on as a sub or coming on starting. Another game where we don't lose. He's a top class talent, mate. Gets the ball across. Souček does what Antonio fails to do and puts it in the net, and don't hit the post or bar or steward. What did you think, mate? When we got 1-0?
Yeah, brilliant. I thought it side, so I was a bit cautious about that, but good play from Antonio and Creswell in the build-up. Great. I can't remember who done the switch to Ben Rama, but whoever did, great ball from them. And then great vision from Ben Rama, and Souček's just got that instinct. He's always going to score goals because when Rice is in the team, he gets more freedom to go forward. Like we were saying, he was on a bit of a goal drought, wasn't we? And as soon as Rice comes back in both games, he looks like scoring again. And today he did. So yeah, great to see. And it was a bit of a lift because I was getting worried because we didn't look great, did we?
Yeah, I'm just watching it now because I've had to pause it. And basically, it was 4-0 who put the ball in to. He put it in, ended up in the air, and Ben Rama's first touch is absolutely kills the ball stone dead and puts it straight across, and that's how it should be, really, mate. If I'm honest, I rate Ben Rama. Some people rate 4-0s, but we'll get onto that a little bit later on.
I'm sure you saw my tweets on 4-0s.
Yeah, I thought he was horrendous, mate. I really did. I really did.
Yeah.
And it's not that I've got an agenda against him or nothing, because I haven't. I want him to do well for West Ham. But this man's been here 3 years, and I just don't see how he's improved. I really don't. The work rate, I get it. Yeah, I get it. I understand it. And he can do a good pass. He puts a good pass in for Antonio, into Lingard, right? But to me, I just think, really, he could do a bit more in the final third, in my opinion. And he's played 32 games now. He's only got 3 goals and 3 assists. And Ben Rama's got 1 goal and 6 assists. So to me, night and day. But that goal going into the second half, I think actually got us to win there. I think if we go in at half time 1-0 down, I think we lose the game. I don't believe we win the game at all.
Yeah, you're probably right. Great. When I saw the lines coming out on VAR, I was like, Jesus Christ, the world's gone mad. But brilliant. To be fair, they certainly could have not given it. I've seen them not given, is what I'll say. Like them, how tight it was. It could have gone either way, but thank God it was given, and it gave us a platform to build on in the second half, in which we came out and looked just as bad, to be honest with you. But in the end, it didn't matter.
See, Jay Woods sums it up brilliantly there. Ben Rama's composure. The word composure, that boy has got composure in abundance. His composure on the ball is just so good. He just don't panic.
Yeah.
I rate it. Listen, I know I've been banging on about Ben Rama for about the last 7-8 weeks, but I know there's a talent there, and I strongly do believe he's going to be a success at West Ham. He's young. He's good with both feet. Everything.
Yeah,
good, mate.
I thought he was the second best attacker on the pitch. Can you ever guess who I thought was the best?
Well, I don't think Antonio had a great. I'm going to say Souček.
Pereira from West Brom. I thought he was fantastic. Caused us problems all night. If they didn't have him, where they would be, I don't know. But I really hope that we start looking at him, because what a player. He should be in the Brazil squad, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's a good player, I must admit. His crossing ability was first class. But
and the corners and
everything. I just think if you put a bid in for 20 million, he will go, and West Ham need to go after players of that calibre. Do you know what I mean? Let's get into it then. West Ham Online. We score a goal. Angelo Bonner gets the goal to get us in front. He was never going to miss that. He was like literally determined to smash his face squarely off that ball and make sure that goes in the
Yeah.
net. And what a time to score in the 80th minute, 82nd minute.
Yeah. I've been saying to my dad when we was watching the game, it's been a while since we've scored a corner. Despite us being the best team in the league at them, I think it'd been 2.5 months since we got a goal from a corner. So that was
Yeah,
brilliant to see, because I thought the majority of the night our corners once again weren't great, but that one was literally Creswell couldn't have done a better ball. And Ogbonna, obviously, we know what he's like in the air. He's not going to miss. Once again, VAR had a look at it, but yeah, I was going mental for that one.
yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah, I totally agree with you, mate. I really do. And then Antonio. I thought Antonio was poor tonight. I don't know about you. You said me and you spoke on Twitter, and you said he was all right. I didn't think he was any cop really. The goal, like the penalty, he should be taking it round him. He's won the penalty, granted, but I didn't think he had a great game himself. What do you think, mate?
I think this probably will be the only thing that we disagree on so far. I thought he actually done decently at bringing us up the pitch, and I don't think the people behind him, Barber and Rama, were great, which we'll get onto in a minute. But
Yeah,
I think we'll be, how do I say it, criticising these players in a minute. So I'll give them a bit of praise now. I thought the way Fornals won the ball for the goal was brilliant.
yeah.
Great patience from Lingard for the pass, and a perfect finish from Antonio. So the actual goal, they all done brilliantly for.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Now, might as well get into it, mate. We're going to do a player ratings, and I'm going to start off with this man, Mr. Randolph. Yeah, he comes in. Um, he's a late sub for Fab. Fab, obviously, is injured. Um, what's your thoughts on him, mate, and his performance tonight? I thought he was all right. I thought he wasn't too
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, I agree. I don't see why he was getting any criticism on Twitter. Probably just because it's him. Um,
Mm,
the goal, like, let's face it, it wasn't his fault at all. He punched it when he needed to, and I like the fact that he was punching it at times, because it started attacks actually. Like, a few times he'd punch it and it'd go straight to Ben Rama.
mm.
Made a great save from a deflection as well, so I'll give him a 7.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I do. I think a seven's fair. I think. I think he couldn't really do a lot wrong. Like he couldn't really. He done a great save. I don't know who he'd done a great save against, but it flicked up off a Cresswell and he'd done a great save. And that would have been 2
Yeah.
0 otherwise. I thought he was good. So I agree with you there, mate. A 7. Let's go to this man here, Mr. Cresswell. I thought he was poor in the first half. I don't know about you. Defensively, he was all over the place. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think it was. I don't think he was one of our worst players, but I do see what you're saying about the first half. I'd say overall he done okay. Offensively, I thought he was decent enough, and their corner as well. I can't forget that was brilliant delivery. So I'd probably give him between a 6 and a 7. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I will give him a 6. I don't think he. I think his defensive play was all over the place in the first half, and the amount of times Pereira was just on him like a good one. Yeah, he gets a 6 for me. What are you going with? 6 or 7?
I'll go 7.
7, right? So that's a 7 there. We'll go the other side, Mr. Cafell. Now I see your tweets, and partly I agree with you. I thought he was playing all right. Yeah, defensively. Then all of a sudden, in the second half, I said to my mate, I said, he's playing really well, Nick Cavell. Next thing you know, I'll give him the kiss of death. And basically, this man can't defend all of a sudden, right? Then he sort of picks it up towards the end and got over the line. What did you think of him, mate?
I thought his overall game was good. His defending did dip a bit in the second half, certainly. The bit that was annoying me was all of his crosses were just not going anywhere. He seemed to be just all of his crosses were going straight to the West Brom players. So that was the only thing for me. His crossing was off tonight, certainly. Defending was decent enough. But yeah, his crossing was definitely off.
Yeah. So what are you going to go with?
I don't know whether to go with a 6 or a 7 again. I think I'll give him a 6.
I'm going to give him a 7 because we've won. If we would have, we won comfortably in the end. I think if I give him anything more than less than that, I think it's not really just. I thought he played well in the first half. I thought he was all right. He was getting forward. He was trying to make things happen. He put a great ball in for someone. I think it was Antonio, but Antonio don't read it, and he was doing his nut. So yeah, I think a 7 for me because we got the win basically. Let's have a look. Who else we got here? We got this man, Mr. Abona. Scored the goal that actually really made us in a winning position. Faults.
Both centre backs were first class in my opinion tonight. Yeah, we were playing West Brom, but Pereira was creating loads. The Robson Kanu up front for them is absolutely terrible. I'll be honest, the guy stinks. But
Yeah.
I thought Ogbonna he scored the winning goal. Let's face it, it was the winning goal because if he didn't score, I don't think we scored a third. And his defensive play was decent. The only criticism is I'm not a fan of him on the ball at times. His passing was a bit wayward, but I'd probably give him between a 7 and 8 today. I think I'll go with an 8 just because he scored the goal, which has sealed Europe.
Yeah, I agree with you there, mate. I really do agree with you. I think his passing was a bit iffy, but his defensive play weren't too bad. I don't think he's defensively out of position or anything. I thought he headed everything, and that goal's massive. But to me, that goal has changed our fortunes of being a UEFA Conference League team. And let's be honest, we want to be in the Europa League. We don't want to be in the conference, even though we would accept it as fans. Europa League means Europa League players we can attract, and that means better type of players. So I agree with you, mate. I think he deserves an 8, in my opinion. Next up, we've got Dawson. Now, old Craig, he was, I don't know how to put him really. He was steady, solid.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
I think Moyes said it that he was one of the best players. So take of that what you will. We know Moyes is a huge fan of him. I thought he done well. In my opinion, I actually thought he done really well. Defensively, done well. He done a few good headers as well. I think he wanted it because West Brom fans were booing him a bit because of the way he left. Like he was an old player of theirs. I'd give him an 8 as well, just because I'm feeling generous today.
Yeah. Well, you might be feeling generous, but I'm not. He's getting a 7 for me. I think Apollo just shades it because he scored.
Yeah.
I think defensively sometimes he was out of position, but then sometimes he made up for it. So yeah, I think a 7's fair. I think he's done all right. Yeah, let's move on. Mr. Rice, the Rolls Royce. I think he was good. He was good. He was driving forward in the first half. Second half, not as much. What did you think, mate, of Rice?
Bar the missed penalty, which could have come back to bite us, I thought he was probably, along with Ben Rama, our best player in terms of going forward. He drove us forward. On the ball, he was good. I don't really remember him misplacing passes, and he won the ball back. I'd give him an 8. I thought he was fantastic.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you totally. I think an 8's fair. I think he does the job with an 8. I think he's done a great job with today. Yeah, I agree with you there, mate. Thomas Soucek, mate. What do you reckon?
He looks better with Rice back, doesn't he? Let's say that first of all. He looks better with Rice back. I still don't think he was back to his best yet. And that was shown with the first goal, in which was his fault, let's face it. But he scored again. He was getting in there. He was doing all the dirty work, covered the most distance again, won the most headers again. He does the things that you don't see as fans. We don't really see that sort of thing. He does all the distance covering and he's everywhere. So I don't want to give him an 8 because I don't think he was an 8. I'll give him a 7.
I'm going to disagree. Yeah, I think on performance wise, he wasn't all that, but he scored that goal. He's in that position at just before half time, and that to me changed the game for me. That's why he gets an 8 in my opinion. I think if we go in at half time 1-0 down, West Brom's got something to hold on to. I think we got away with it in the first half, considering we missed a penalty, then we conceded a goal, and then it sort of went from good to bad, and then we sort of pulled it back. I think he gets an 8 for me for being in that position. Second half, he was a bit all over the place, but I think an 8's fair considering he got that goal at the right time. Right, we're going to come to this man, Mr. Fornals. Do you know what? I don't know where to start with this, geezer. I really don't. And I'm going to start first with this before you do, right? I've not got agenda against Pablo Fornals. I want him to do well at West Ham, right? But for some reason, every time he kicks a ball, he falls over. Like, he kicks a ball, he falls over.
Did you see I tweeted that on Twitter? It's really true, isn't it?
And it is. If you watch that game back again, every time he kicks a ball, he falls over. He's always off balance. And it just makes no sense to me. I thought he was poor, right, at best. Work rate, you can have work rate all day long, but if you've got no end product, what is the point? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I just don't get it myself. So I will rate him after you, but you tell me, mate, what do you think?
Honestly, it's the guy on the slip and slide. I want to see what he's got in his studs. He falls. Honest, I've never seen a player. I was saying, I don't think he can kick it further than 20 yards because no chances he's scoring outside the box. He cannot, like, every time he goes for a shot, he's slide tackling the ball. I just don't get it. Even before he scored the third, he's slide tackling the ball and he has another great chance and he puts it wide and he has another great chance and he puts it straight at the keeper. Honestly, if that man had a gun and he said, I'll give you a tenner if I miss this, I'm taking the opportunity. He cannot hit a barn door. And as good as his work rate is, I'm sorry, you can't get away with missing chances like that no matter what West Ham Central put a tweet out. As soon as you start looking past Fornals' end product, you'll see a great player. Well, end product is what makes attackers a great player. And I'm sorry, the guy finishes like a dead pigeon. 5 for me.
I agree with Scott on this one. Scott's written a comment here. And I will get to the comments, lads, don't worry. 4-6 gets an extra mark for the goal contribution. Other than that, he was useless. And I agree. I do. I totally agree with that. I thought he was non-existent from the get-go. I thought amount of chances that he had. In fairness, online, he would probably hit it on target. It's just there was no power to the bullet. Do you know what I mean? I don't get the Fornals thing. I really don't. And I'm going to say this quite openly. I think I'll give him a 6. I think 6 is fair. I think 6 is justifiable. But then I'm going to get on to the next man who I think was absolutely top class, but he's yet again a scapegoat. And this is now Mr. Ben Rama. Mr. Online, talk to me.
The goal contribution was brilliant. He was our best attacker tonight. He ran at people. He done well. I do think, if I'm honest, a few too many times he did lose the ball. but he was still our best attacker by a country mile. Let's get that straight. I do have a lot of faith in him. I do think he can do better than what he did tonight, but I still think he was by a mile our best attacker. Yeah, brilliant, really, in terms of the way he gets himself into positions, and he's got more contributions than Fornals now, which is what we were talking about yesterday. So once again, between a 7 and an 8 for me, I think I'd probably give him a 7.
It's a hard one for me because I thought he'd done all right. I don't think he deserved to get subbed. I thought there was other players on the pitch who should have been off the pitch well before. And yeah, I'm going to give him a 7 and all. Like, it would have been an 8 if he stayed on the pitch. So for me, yeah, he gets a 7 for me. I thought that assist, like when you look at Fornals and you look at Ben Rahman, check out Ben Rahman's assist for the equaliser. Ball comes out of his feet, controlled straight away and straight in. No messing about, no thinking about it, no hitting the ball and falling over. Yeah, like, none of that rubbish. Straight in there, chance, goal. And yeah, I thought he was top draw. Let's get on to the next person. And this man.
Yeah, Lingard.
I don't understand what's happened to Lingard, and I am not going to have it that because he's assisted a goal for Antonio, he's played okay. That man was nowhere to be seen for 89 minutes, and it's a concern. Like, go on, West Ham. I'll let you go on this, mate.
I still want him at West Ham because of the dynamic he brings in. The fact that I think he makes everyone play better, because it's going to sound really stupid, but the influence he has on the dressing room as well, and the fact that his early form was great. I think he just does make the team play better, but I'd be lying if I said I thought he was good today. He gives the ball away too much. I don't think he's great again. I think when a team comes at us, for example, if we're playing a big team, he's got to be the first name on the team sheet, because the way he runs into space is absolutely phenomenal. But when we're playing against a team that sits back, I wouldn't mind if he don't start, because he's just not he can't create chances like Ben Rahman does, and he gives the ball away too much. Great assist for Antonio's goal, but apart from that, he played like Casper the Ghost. So 6 for me.
Cool, you're being generous, mate. You're being generous. Absolute generous there. I'll give him a 4. I think he was like by far the poorest player on the pitch.
I thought he was better than everyone else.
Maybe. I'll give you that one, maybe, just. But I thought he was non-existent from start to finish, mate. I know he's done well for the Antonio goal, but like, and I understand that, but he was no good. Like, himself was no good. Lingard was no good. Like, he was misplacing passes. He couldn't cross. To me, I think his head's been turned. And this is what I do think. I think his head's massively been turned by something, right? Because he's just not been the same player in the last 5. Last 5 games, he's been nowhere to be seen. Newcastle away, Burnley, he was okay, but he weren't great. Chelsea, non-existent. Everton, non-existent. Brighton, pretty quiet again. So, yeah, I think 4 for me. I think if we would have seen this Lingard at the start of when we bought him, we definitely wouldn't want him at the club. That is a fact. So for me, yeah, I'll give him a 4. I thought he was pretty bang average at best, or below average. Where are we? Let's have a look. I haven't. Oh, damn it! I haven't put Antonio in the list. So obviously I've got to get to Antonio now. And it's Antonio, mate, for me. What do you think of Antonio tonight?
This is the one player that we did disagree on, I remember, but won the penalty for me. I thought he held the ball up well. The way he tracked back as well when they were going forward. One time he sprinted all the way back and stopped them. I actually think he played well. Probably people are going to disagree with me, but what he does, Antonio, is even when he's playing poorly, he does big things that help us win games. Tonight scored. Tonight won a penalty. Defended well. 7 for me.
Um, uh, I am going to slightly disagree with you that one. I think I'll give him a 6. I think 7's being generous at best. I think he took his goal well. I'll give him that. But I think like his passing, mate, was just all over the place. Like there's times when he passes, it always seems to go astray. Do you think he should have done better for in the first minute though? Do you think like?
I honestly, I think he played for the penalty. He probably should have shot earlier, but at the same time, he won a penalty. And let's face it, when you've got a spot kick from 12 yards out, you shouldn't be missing. So I placed most of my blame that incident wise on Rice because he should be scoring that.
Yeah. So am I going to give? Yeah, I'll give Antonio a 6. I think the goal was late in the day. I think like he wasn't effective in 85 minutes of the game, and he sort of only come alive in the last 5-10 minutes. So yeah, he gets a 6 for me. David
Can I ask you
Moyes.
a penalty, Ben? Ben, I was going to say about Ben Rama. Can I ask you a question, James? You've got a final, yeah? Ben Rama
Right.
and Fornells have both got a penalty. Who scores? Who doesn't?
Ben Rama will score a penalty 100%. Like he's technically very good, and he looks technically very good. Pablo Fornals, I think he would probably sky it over the bar. That's no joke.
I was going to say fall over.
Like I don't understand it with Pablo Fornals thing. Right, I want him to do well, but he has been here 3 years. Right, when the new season starts, yeah, in 2021-22 season, he would have been here. He completes that season. He had been here 4 years. And I just don't see the hype, mate. I really don't. And I tried to. I thought, like, I watched him tonight again carefully again, and basically it was the same old thing again. He hits the ball, he falls over. He kicks the ball, he falls over. He passes the ball, he falls over. It's just like he can't stay on his feet.
I think he's 7 goals in about 88 appearances or something now in all comps.
Yeah, yeah. How would you rate Moyes tonight? What do you think of Moyes? If you give Moyes a rating out of 10,
lineup, I think he got spot on. He brought Ben Rama in, which I thought was fair.
yeah,
I'm starting to question the formation because we seem to just be playing really poorly in it lately. So I think pre-season, after we hopefully beat Southampton pre-season, we'll have a look at that, address the positions that needed to be addressed, because I do think we've been poor lately, if I'm honest, and the way we're playing, I'm not confident for the new season right now, but I'm sure we can address that in the transfer market and in pre-season. But Moyes got it bang on formation-wise. Shouldn't have taken Ben Rama off.
yeah.
7 or a 6 or a 7 for me.
I think the lineup was right, even though I didn't want to see. I didn't want to see Fornells there. I wanted to see Bowen there. I wanted us to go out attack.
I thought Bowen did well as bench.
Yeah, Bowen did look. He did look good. I must admit. I don't understand the sub of Ben Rama. As soon as Bowen's coming on, I know Ben Rama's getting subbed, and I just don't understand why. Now, is he trying to do this to keep Lingard sweet so Lingard signs the contract? I don't know. I don't understand why Fornells was still on the pitch for as long as he was. Because I thought he was poor. I'll give Moyes a 7 because we've won the game. It could have been a very different thing if we would have subbed Ben Rama off and ended up losing the game. So he's got it right tonight. I'll give him his due. He's got it right. And yeah, I thought he totally like proper performance. You know what I mean? Jay Wood says here, top 4 signings for the summer. If it was your choice, Tony straight away from Brentford. I think he's a talent. Who else is it? I think we need a left back. We need a centre half. And we need a midfielder. I'll definitely go. If Joe Watt, if we can go and sign someone like a Basuma, I think he was really good player. What do you reckon, mate?
I'd get Rico Henry from Brentford as my left back.
Yeah.
Striker wise is the one. No, I'm not sure because I'd say Abraham, but I'm not sure I'm his biggest fan. Same with Tony. I've watched a lot of Tony. He scores a lot of goals, but similar to Abraham for me in the way he moves. So either of them I won't mind, but I'll be honest, either of them I'm not 100% sure they'll do brilliant as well. Then I think we can attract better players if we get Europe in the board. We'll have no excuse not to spend if we get top 6 because the difference in the money we'll get compared to last season's ridiculous. So I agree with you. For me, we go for a top midfielder. There was someone linked today who I thought, yeah, brilliant. Well, Lingard, obviously.
Was that Oxlade-Chamberlain?
No, not him. I'm not happy with that one personally because of his injuries. But we was linked with someone else who I'm a big fan of, but I can't remember now. So Lingard probably should be bought, if not him, Pereira from West Brom.
Yeah.
And then I'd get Sam Johnston from West Brom.
What did you to sort of end it? What did you make of Johnson? Because I wasn't impressed, mate. I'll tell you the truth. Like Cresswell, he scored a free kick from miles outside the area, and like Sam Johnson's nowhere near it. What do you think?
Yeah. Oh, dropped my phone there. I am a big fan of Johnston, but I did think tonight I was saying the Creswell free kick. My God, he left half his goal open, didn't he? Yeah, he didn't have a good game. He gave away a penalty, which probably had to do, but still gave it away. Don't remember him making any saves that he shouldn't have, if that makes sense. So, yeah, tonight was probably the worst I've seen him play.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed myself. It's the first time I've really seen him this season. Like I don't really watch West Brom games, but yeah, I wasn't impressed, mate. I thought Pereira was a talent, though. I must admit, I think he's definitely a talent. I think if you can get him for 20 million or lower, then you've got a bargain there all day long. And yeah, and that about rounds it up, mate. Any final thoughts on the game? And obviously, we've got to look forward to Sunday now because we've still got a job to do. Even though now, like, as long as we don't lose the game on Sunday, we should be in Europa League.
I genuinely think even if we lose, we might still get it because I found it quite funny what I heard Michael Richards say on Sky. He said, Tottenham were horrendous tonight. I think Leicester are going to beat them comfortably. I just think they're crap. Which I thought was quite funny. I honestly do think Tottenham will get beat by Leicester. So I think no matter the result on Sunday, we probably get 6th, but we can't afford to lose just in case. So, yeah, biggest game of I think the biggest game of the last decade for West Ham, bar the playoff final, was probably tonight. I think Sunday is close to importance, but we have Europe relatively in a good position now, so I don't know if it is, but we still need to get a result.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I think Sunday's game. I think we just got to win the game, and whatever happens, happens. For us not to get Europe from this position will be criminal. in my opinion. We're there at the minute, right?
Do you
We've just got.
your Europa League or Europe in general?
I think Europe in general, mate. I think if we don't get Europe from this position, we never will. Like because
That would be
results could go against us, like in one way, because Arsenal could win a game. Tottenham, if Arsenal win, Arsenal can catch us. I think I might be wrong. They're on 50. What we on?
Arsenal can't catch us anymore.
Right, Arsenal.
No, Everton need to
Yeah,
win. Basically, what needs to happen is for us to not get 7th at least. Everton need to beat Man City 5-0, and we have
yeah.
to lose 7-0 to Southampton.
Right, so it looks like we're getting 7th then. But yeah, so in the grand scheme of things, it is massive for the finances of the club. Because if we do get Europa League, that's going to be worth a lot more than your European Conference League, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah. Even if we won the European Conference, I don't know how happy I'd be. I'd be happy, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if I'd be. It's a bit tin pot, isn't it? Really, the conference.
It is, but we can't be picky. That's the only thing I will say. Like West Ham, like if someone would have said to us at the start of the season, you're going to finish 7th and you're going to end up in a European third tier competition, I don't think any of us would have moaned.
No.
But we just got to go. We've got to play Southampton. We're going to be in front of fans on Sunday, and I think it's the biggest game in the new stadium. Now, since we've moved, Sunday's game is
like you said.
Yeah, we've got everything on our side on Sunday. All we've got to do is win the game, and then honestly, if we finish 6th, if we do finish 7th for any reason, then we've had a good season. Like it's been great, and we're going Europe regardless.
Yeah.
But I think if Tottenham, we need Leicester to win that game, and I think Leicester will try and win that game because Liverpool, or even draw the game. Even if like they draw the game, then,
how incredible is it going to? How proud will you be, James, to be sitting down on a Thursday night watching your team away at, I don't know, who would be in Europa League next season, even if it's
Lazio?
like Valencia.
Yeah, Lazio, Valencia, Seville could be there.
There's a few good teams, isn't there? Possibly Juventus.
You got teams like Monaco who could be in there, or Lyon, them sort of teams. You got PSG, even Ajax, and it ain't that. It's teams from the Champions League and all. So don't forget the third place team in the Champions League drops in, and
there's always a couple good ones, isn't there?
That's what I'm saying. So you just never know. How proud would I be? I'll be over the moon, mate. I would have been in tears if West Ham would have got Champions League, because that's the ultimate for us, especially as a fan base. But I'll tell you what, Europa League's not far off, mate. I think this club will decide it for me in the summer, because once we are in Europe, the owners have to step up, and they have to go to the ball. David Moyes has to go to the ball and turn around and basically say, right, this is what I want, this is what I need. I've done a great job for you now. Back me, and I want to see a spend of about 80 to 100 million, because it ain't like we can't be that skint, because if there's teams like Palace who are paying out money, and there's teams like, let's have a think, Wolves are going to pay out money, West Ham United can pay out money and all. Do you know what I mean? And we are in a rented ground, and we should be, being treated like this is important to us now. This progresses the club. Let's go back a long time ago. Spurs got into Europe for the first time in the European competition, and it might be a little bit of a change of the guard, mate. Now, in my opinion, because Tottenham have been there for a long time, so-called big club. always bottle it.
We,
We might, you know what I mean? Go on, mate.
yeah. With the, this might sound a bit ridiculous, but with the teams that have won Europa League in the past, would you completely rule us out of winning it, or do you think there's a small chance?
I think we need to have. It all depends who we sign, mate. In my opinion, this team at the minute does not win. I don't think gets out of the group, and that is not. I'm not, and that's not being. That's being realistic. Like we can't rely on 13 players or 12 players. We can't keep relying on. Sorry, Ben wasn't being sub. Bowen coming on all the time and having no striker at the club. Do you know what I mean? So
it depends what group we get though, because if we get the ones that Arsenal and Tottenham had this year, we'd win the group. That they stunk them teams, but we can't underestimate them either, really, can we? Because we lost to Astragugu twice. So
yeah, and the thing is, it's important for the progression of the club because with your Europa League football, we can attract players. Like good players. Do you know what I mean? Like Ivan Toney, for instance. Like if we Brentford don't go up, Ivan Toney, do you fancy playing in Europe next season? Like, do you know what I mean? Or even Tammy Abraham. Right? I know I don't agree with it, and I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of his at all. But if someone said to you right now, you're going to go and sign Tammy Abraham, Lingard, you're going to get a left back, you're going to get a midfielder, you might get Seema. I'll be like, you know what, like we do need a bit of an overhaul at the club, and I think the time is now, basically. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I also think the good thing about it is teams that are close to us in the league, like Aston Villa, Crystal Palace. Well, they're not close to us, but you get what I mean. Teams that could potentially challenge us in the next few years, we can go to them. And right now, if we get Europe, there's no reason why we can get one of Wolves' best players or Palace's best players, or even strengthen us to a level where we won't be threatened by any of them teams for a good few years.
Yeah, I agree. I do. I think there's players in clubs where they're sitting there and not playing. Martinelli at Arsenal, he don't play. I think he's a good player. St Maximan at Newcastle, I'd have him. I do believe we need a fast centre half though. Like I believe with West Ham, you can go through West Ham with pace. Like, and if you look at the defeats that we've had this season, a couple of them have been against teams who have got pacey forwards, and it seems like when we're up against pace, they slide the ball like through the middle of them, and they're struggling to get back. So like it all goes to the summer now, mate. For me, like obviously we've got Sunday, we've got to get the job done, finish, complete, and then I will be happy to say, you know what, like we're in the Europa League. If we don't get Europa League and we do get the conference, I won't be gutted, but it's important for the type of player that you want to attract to your club. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, anything you want to end it on, mate? Before we wrap it up.
No, I think we got everything covered that I wanted to say anyway.
Yeah. Well, that is the West Brom 1, West Ham United 3 match view from the sidelines tonight. I want to thank West Ham Online for coming on. And at the minute, the European passport is ready, waiting, and we just got to make sure we know what competition we're heading on Sunday. Sunday's a big game for the progression of the club, if I'm honest. And then if we do get Europa League football instead of conference football, when, let's be honest, a few games ago, it was looking like we might not get any football because of the form we was in. We can all thank Saeed Benrahma's goal against Brighton because that point might have just helped us to get there.
You're right.
So I just want to put that in there. Do you know what I mean? Because for all the side haters, but you know what? Nah, he's proven me wrong. He's shutting the critics up, which I'm pleased with. And you know what? He will do because he's a talent. And West Ham performed tonight at last. when we needed them to.
Lastly, to say, James, Fornals has 14 goal contributions overall. Not 14, sorry, 12 in 88 games. Thoughts on that?
Needs to change his boots. That's all. That's all I'm going to say on Fornals. He needs to change his boots. I want him to do well. Fornals. I've not got Fornals hate. I've got like frustration. I've got Fornals frustration basically, and I know he's a talented boy, but let's be honest. If Ben Rama's got another assist tonight, 6 assists, 1 goal. Like you decide who's had a better season, Pablo Fornals or Ben Rama, and leave your comments in the comment section below. So yeah, thanks for coming on, West Ham Online. I really do appreciate it. I'll let you go now,
no problem,
and I'll wrap it up. You take care, mate. That was West Ham Online. Thanks for coming on, and thank you for watching tonight. I really do appreciate it. It goes a long way, and I will catch up again with you soon. Come on, you Irons.